Hello, and thank you so much for watching. I am super excited to be doing this Dave Ramsey story collaboration with MyPathToDebtFreedom, and thank you so much to her for asking me. I will link all the other participants below, so I hope that you enjoy this video. It's going to be a little bit about me and my Dave Ramsey journey. So, question number one. I've got the questions right here. Number one, how long have you been doing the Dave Ramsey plan? I heard about Dave in 2008, so on and off for about 8 years. What baby step are you currently working on? I am working on baby step number 2. What was your total debt when you started baby step number 2? So in 2008, I had about a total of $41,000 debt. And what is your question number 4? What is your total debt now? Right now in 2016, I have about $17,000. So that's about $3,000 per year that I've paid off. And question number 5, what estimated date do you expect your baby step 2 to be complete and your debt, excluding mortgage, to be paid off? So I did the calculations for the amount that I would pay each year and then what year I would be debt free. So if I continue at the rate that I'm going, which is not gazelle, it's more of like turtle intense, if I continued at that rate, I would be done in 6 years, and that would be 2022. And I would be 40 years old. Which, if you think about it, is better than not doing it at all. I mean, no matter how long it takes you, it's better than not getting out of debt at all. If I do $5,000 per year, it would take 4 years, and that would be 2020. If I did $10,000 per year, that would be 2 years, and that would be 2018. If I did $17,000 per year, 1 year, the estimated payoff date would be February of 2017, or I guess early March of 2017, and that would be $1,417 per month, excluding interest. So those are the payoff dates. Number 6, do you plan on doing a debt-free screen with Dave Ramsey, either on phone or in person? Maybe. I would really like to. My sister actually lives in Nashville, so I visited the Financial Peace headquarters. I've seen it. It's a really neat building. It's like brick, and they have the whole building, as Dave talks about. And it's a really neat place to go and visit. I would highly recommend it. They actually weren't open when I went to visit, so I have literally just seen the building because it was over the holidays and they were closed. But I would love to do an in-person debt-free scream. I don't know if I'm really that person that did it and, like, I got rid of $50,000 in 2 weeks, yay! Like, I don't know if I'm that person, but I would love to do a scream if it were possible. Question number 7, did you take a Financial Peace University class either in person or at home, and did you read the Total Money Makeover book? How did you learn about Dave Ramsey? So I learned about Dave Ramsey via the podcast because I was looking for podcasts in the business and investing category, and they were number 1, so that's how I started learning about them, and that's how I heard of him. And I started listening to them just on and on. Like, this is the thing, I would, that became like my relaxation, because Dave has a very commanding, reassuring, encouraging way about him, so you can kind of listen to him, but not, I found for me, I can listen to him, but not necessarily, you get kind of immune to that call to change. So that's kind of sadly what happened to me, but I did take an FPU class in person in 2011 after I came back from teaching overseas, and it was a great experience. I took it at a church that wasn't mine, but it was, my mom had heard about it. And there were about 15 people in the class, and there was a good mix of like single, married, people in lots of different stages, people just out of college, people who were ready to retire. In fact, the couple that taught the class retired the next year and moved down to Florida, so it was really encouraging. And I'm still in touch with some of the people today. This is the kit that I got from taking the class, and I know it's a lifetime membership, so I could just hop right in and take it again, which I'm kind of thinking about doing because I was at a church actually over the weekend, or I'm going to be at it again today, and they had FPU offered, so I think I'm thinking I might jump into a class just to, like, as a refresher maybe, I don't know, because I think the power, and I'll talk about that more, the power of Dave's messages in the community and in the support that you have, so I think it was a great experience, and I would highly recommend it. So did you budget, question number 8, did you budget prior to learning about Dave Ramsey, whether zero-based or not? A bit. I've actually become more dedicated to budgeting on paper in a formal format. In the past 4 months, I use those colored templates from the Uncluttered Lifestyle, and they're great. Have you tried, question number 9, have you tried Dave's new free every dollar budgeting website? No. I have an Excel spreadsheet, and that works great for me for right now. Question number 10, do you consider yourself the free spirit or nerd of your relationship? In my relationship with myself and the Holy Spirit, I am a nerd spender very much, like down the line. And I'm learning to save more now, though. Question number 10, are you a hardcore Dave Ramsey follower, or have you tweaked or changed some things about the plan? I've tweaked everything. Or tweaked a lot. Because I guess these are my tweaks. I don't think that $1,000 emergency fund is enough. I know it's not for me. And I am a single person who doesn't own a home, and it's not enough for me. Because $1,000, all you need is your transmission to go out, your washer to go out, and your heater to go out, and you're done. Like, you're done. So I really don't think that it's enough that it's realistic. It's a great idea, but I don't think it works in practice. So if I were kind of saying, you know, my own view, I would say at least 15 to 2, if not 3, because that would cover the transmission, the heater, and the washer going out, which happened to me. So that's my number one quibble with the plan. And it has taken me longer. I haven't been as gazelle. If I could get out in 2 years, maybe 1,000 would be enough, but I'm not, and I wasn't, so I don't think 1,000 is enough. Question number 12. Have you tried any of Dave Ramsey's local Endorse providers or other products and services he recommends? If yes, please give your feedback. Yes, I have. And I tried an Endorse local provider to do my taxes, and I had a horrible experience. It was awful. And I don't know if it was just me or what the deal was, but I'm not a huge fan, at least for me, of the program. And I didn't say anything, and here's why. So I used a CPA. And he was out in the city, and I'm here in the suburbs. So it was about like an hour to get in. And I guess my expectations were higher to begin with of him. I should have just used someone local in the area, but I was really, jazzed on that whole Endorse provider program. So I walked into his office, and it was like floor to ceiling clutter, like floor to ceiling, which is not, and I understand CPAs have a lot of, information, but that was not reassuring out of the gate. So I should have known then, but I figured I'd come all the way in, let me just give it a chance. So he was not a very confidence-inspiring man. I had some kind of sticky tax situations with working abroad, and he wasn't really confident in his ability to do that. Then I had paid this money to have my returns overnighted, and I get a call or I get a letter from the IRS in 6 months, and they're like, "Hey, where are your returns?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute, the CPA was supposed to have mailed them," so he never mailed the returns. And I called him and I was like, "Hey, what happened to my returns?" He was like, "Well, they'll be in the mail tomorrow." And I'm like, "Whoa!" So terrible experience. And I don't think the metrics that they use to measure that program are kind of screwy. It's like, when you fill out the online lead form, they're like, how long does it take the provider to call you back? And he called me within a minute, but who the heck cares when he calls me if he doesn't mail my information or if he's incompetent? Who cares how quickly he calls me back? So I think that the metrics they use to measure their provider's performance are off. So that was sort of my terrible experience. And again, I understand he's a small business and he may have been inundated at the time it was tax season. But I did not have a good experience. If anyone else did, I would love to hear about it, and I hope that, I'm glad that you did, but I did not. Question number 13, grace is the word that I was looking for. I am extending to him grace, but I would not recommend the referral program, at least from my experience. And question number 13, do you think this plan works? From my experience, yes, I do. Here's the thing, though. I think the reason why it works, because Dave would be the first person to say that he's not saying anything new. It's common sense. It's things, your grandmother knew. But what he's done, I think, is rally together this community, and his name has become kind of a shorthand for living this radical debt-free lifestyle. It's like you can go pretty much anywhere in the States and abroad and say, "Hey, do you do Dave Ramsey?" And they're like, either yeah or not so much. But people know that idea and recognize that idea. So for that reason, I think he's done a great job, and a great job, obviously. And yes, I think this works if you work it. And that's what I'm really trying to take this year, to recommit and to be that gazelle intense on fire person. I know I just did a video where I was like, yeah, it's gonna happen this year. And there's that hope, but there's also reality, and I want to kind of balance the two between things that I want to happen and the reality of the situation, and not scrap the whole plan just because one point doesn't work, because I have those perfectionist tendencies where if I can't do it perfectly, I don't want to do it at all. So I want to sort of walk that line between doing it, but allowing for life that may come up in between. So that's kind of my Dave Ramsey story in short. Thanks again to Path to Debt Freedom for inviting me, and I'm so excited to watch the other videos. I watched a few last night, so I'm really excited to looking forward to hearing other people's debt-free journey. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you'll watch again soon. If you haven't and you would like to, please subscribe. Would love to have you along for my debt-free journey. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.